Well, hello there, everybody. It's been a hot minute since my last show, hasn't it? Anyway, yep, I'm back for a brief period of time. Today, I've just gotten my hands on a copy of the remaster of LA Noire for my Xbox One here. This is one of my favorite games of the last console generation. I'm super happy they remade this in HD. Well, in in a 1080p and updated all this stuff. Probably one of the most underrated games, I think, of last console generation. We're gonna have some fun with this. It's a detective game set in the 1940s. It's a great time. So let's get started here.
A city on the verge of greatness. A new type of city, based not on the man, but on the automobile. The car. A symbol of freedom and vitality. Where every man can own his own home, and have room to breathe and not be overlooked by his neighbors. A city where a man's home is
So what's really great about this game,
possible by victory.
to me personally, is just the level of detail that goes into it. And I'll be able to show you that in just a little bit.
The city of dreams, where Hollywood will shape the thoughts and desires of the entire planet.
Yeah, like it's just the level of detail that goes into the environments and the facial animations. Team Bondi went into brand new revolutionary facial animation technology for this game, so we've got actual actors. Like, you might actually recognize a few in here. I know I recognize more than a handful. It's almost like a Mad Men cast reunion. You get a whole bunch of people from, like I said, you got a whole bunch of people from Mad Men in this. You get a whole bunch of people from a lot of B-list TV actors in here as well. The guy who played Walter Bishop in Fringe is in this as well. Actually, that's him right there on the billboard. If you didn't recognize him before. I cannot remember for the life of me what on earth the actor's name is, which is a shame. But no, this game is one of my favorites.
In the Marine Corps, you deal with the chain of command. Mistakes get made, but you deal with them. You know what you're fighting for and that you're on the same team. But dealing with corruption is like chasing shadows. You never know whether the guy you're talking to is on the pad, or whether it's your partner, or maybe even the watch commander. So who do you trust, Cole? I made up my mind a long time ago.
KGBL calling caller 14 Adam. 14 Adam, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
14 Adam, see the detective an ambulance shooting at 6th and Industrial Street.
So we'll get to see what this game is all about in just a little bit here in this nice introductory sequence.
Roger, 14 Adam en route.
Here we go again.
Oh, good lord.
They don't request uniforms for an evidence search unless there's some kind of catch.
Ever the optimist.
From the beam of sunshine himself.
I think like the only major downfall this game has, in my opinion,
Floyd Rose, homicide. You might back up?
Yes, sir. Phelps and Dunn.
in my opinion, like the only real
down this alleyway.
downside to this game is that like they give you the entire map of LA to explore.
A tall white guy,
it's not really much of anything to do with
it. Two in the Vic's head and then
just kind of a shame.
I need you guys to try and recover the gat.
You want us to look anywhere in particular?
Give it your best shot, guys. The dead guy's a lowlife. I'm not expecting any miracles here.
And if we recover the weapon?
Bag it and return it to technical services.
You hurry it up, Floyd. We
I'm
got
outta
places
here.
to be.
Happy hunting.
This is a fist hump. Just going through the motions.
You're probably right. Let's just get it over and done.
All right, have it your way. We'll search right up to the back wall. If you still don't come up with anything, talk it out. 2 heads are always better than 1.
So now you just see all sorts of stuff.
Look at this junk.
I said the level of detail in these environments is just ridiculously incredible.
It's not my job to pick through other people's trash.
Oh, and these little newspapers kind of give textual backstory to
What have you got, Phelps? Anything?
a lot of the plot of the game. So if you pick these up, it'll cut to a little cutscene. It'll say in the corner there.
I tell you, I'm jinxed. I always...
Dr. Fontaine, could I have a word?
Of course, young man.
I really enjoyed your lecture, Doctor. Psychiatry seems to have a tremendous amount to offer.
Why, thank you. I'm always happy to receive acknowledgement for my work. The mind is the last great mystery in medicine. Are you thinking of specializing, Mr.
Sheldon, or Courtney Sheldon. I'm only in second year, Doctor. They fast-tracked me a year because of my experience during the war.
Ah.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Battle fatigue and collapse under duress. Can it be helped?
I would say yes, given the right set of circumstances. Trauma forces the mind to close down, retreat in on itself. We
And
try
you
to
can
find ways
tell
to
just from like you can
unlock the
see the way the facial animations work. It's like
Hypnosis and
it actually
therapy are
plays out a lot
powerful
like a
tools
TV show
in the right
or a movie,
hands.
and these aren't really so much
I've been
characters
thinking
doing
some guys
voice
at the
acting
end.
as they are just doing acting. They're just straight up
Friend of
acting.
mine,
It's pretty great.
so far away. It's like he's wandering
You
around.
went through a lot together.
Yes, Doctor.
Give me his details and I'll make a prognosis. I have a number of clinics in Los Angeles, Courtney Sheldon, and your penance, for your friend's help, is to come and work at one of them in your spare time, with what little spare time a medical student has. Is that a deal?
Is it ever? I can't thank you enough.
I'm not promising a cure, Courtney. I want you to remember that. Every physician has patients that he cannot hope to cure, for whom he can only smooth the path to death.
So yeah, that's kind of the first little newspaper that gives the background to the story. I actually didn't even know this one was here until the second time I played through the game.
I tell you, I'm jinxed. I always get landed with this crap.
Shooter put him up against the wall and blew his brains out.
Hell of a way to go.
Doesn't really matter how you go once you're gone.
Don't get all deep on me, Phelps.
Ralph, there's something on the rooftop.
How the hell did you see that?
A reflection in the window. Looks like it might be our weapon. I'm gonna see if I can find a way up there.
All right, don't hurt yourself.
So yeah, this is our first little crime
The
scene.
gun's up on the roof, right? So we need to find a way up. What kind of chumps do these homicide guys think we are?
Smith & Wesson, serial S71893. Two rounds fired, and instead of dropping it down a drain, our shooter hoists it up here. Interesting guy. We should follow up on this now, before the perp tries to leave town.
We have the gun, Cole. Let's take it back to Central. We could get a commendation.
Could show some initiative, Ralph, and see if we can come up with an owner.
That's a long shot, Cole.
It's a pretty fancy gun. You know a local gun store?
Sure. There's a place a couple of blocks from here.
Yeah, this has always been a great game to me. I've always been a big fan of like neo-noir and detective stories and things like that.
Really our gig.
So
No harm
I've
in
always
doing some
been a
digging. The suits didn't seem to give much of a damn.
Such a little Boy Scout, Cole. You can't wait to get out of that.
I've always been a big fan
uniform,
of that kind of thing.
rather
So
round up
when I
drunks
heard
and
about
help
this
old
game at
ladies across
first,
the road?
I'd rather get through the day without the captain's foot up my ass.
It'll be fine, Ralph. You
just
worry too
blew
much.
my mind the first time I played through it. Alright, so time to go back to the car.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
And the ultimate shortcut of this game, which is hold the drive button to make your partner drive to the next place. Also, I wonder what a gun store is doing open this late. This is the 40s, though.
Can you tell us anything about this gun?
Smith & Wesson, Model 27, registered Magnum. Chambered for .357, nickel-plated with pearl grips. Same gun used by General Patton.
You're not suggesting he's the owner?
No, I'm not.
You seem to know a lot about the weapon.
I ought to. I sold it. You know, this piece will stop a rhino. These babies are only available special order. Here's my Smith & Wesson order book.
You mind if I take a look?
Be my guest. This is about something bad, right?
Model 27 with pearl grips, Cole. You see it on there?
We're in luck. Errol Schroeder, 203 South Glass Street. Ordered the gun in February '46. Thanks, you've been a big help.
Anytime. Always happy to help out the LAPD.
Do we call it in?
Let's see if he's at home. Owning the gun doesn't prove he pulled the trigger.
Okay. In for a penny, in for a pound. Lead the way, Gunga Din.
Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Just because we're in uniform doesn't mean we can't use our initiative.
I guess so. Seems a little too good to be true. One-of-a-kind murder weapon bought locally using a real name? If Schroeder's our shooter, he's no criminal mastermind.
Most of them aren't. That's why they get caught. And 2 out of every 3 crimes are done on impulse.
Another fact from the Phelps Encyclopedia of Thin Air. You really are full of it.
The banter you have with your partners throughout the game has always been pretty great. Especially later on, once you get to homicide. Your partner for that is just a real piece of work.
Schroeder, apartment 2.
What do you guys want?
I'm Officer Cole Phelps. This is Officer Dunn, Wilshire Division. You're the owner of a Smith & Wesson Model 27, nickel-plated with pearl grips?
I might be. What of it?
Then you'll be surprised to know that Scooter Payton was murdered tonight with your gun.
You're out of your mind. Scooter? He works for me. I have that gun here in my drawer. What the fuck is going on here?
You're under arrest, Schroeder. Cuff him, Ralph.
No way. You're not taking me down for this. You ready, tough guy?
That was a very bad move.
So yeah, you get all classic detective noir here. Good old-fashioned rope and dope.
Ralph, you all right?
I'm fine. I hardly felt it. He's lucky he caught me off guard.
Keep an eye on him, Ralph. I'm gonna take a look around. List of names and a series of numbers. Floyd Rose's name is in this book.
Phelps, we can come out of this all bright and shiny with a commendation. Or stick our schlongs in a hornet's nest. Call it in, partner. And leave the book where you found it.
Officer Phelps, badge 1247, requesting.
So pretty much this intro sequence not only tells you how to play the game for the most part, but it kind of gives you your first indication that the cops aren't really as clean as you'd think they are. The LAPD is pretty corrupt in the late 40s. And oftentimes here you get these flashbacks that Phelps has to his time in the Marine Corps and in World War II.
You dumb fucking sons of bitches, get in this line now before I lose my temper.
Excuse me, Sergeant, but...
Excuse me? Fuck you. You say another word and I'll break your fucking head and have you in the brig.
Some of us are here for...
I know why you're here, asswipe. I'm having a bad day, Private. Some people don't seem to want to get on this bus.
I didn't ask for your help.
He didn't ask for your help. Can you believe this guy? Who are you two? Abbott and Costello?
We're here for OCS, Sergeant.
So it's the three fucking stooges and you're here for OCS. God help this fucking country and the USMC. The Japanese will do the world a favor and kill you quickly. All three of you are on report. What are your fucking names?
Phelps.
Kelso.
Merrill.
Any other gentlemen for OCS? OCS is at Elliott. You take the Camp Elliott bus over there. This bus is for MCRD. This bus is for men who want to fight.
Typical. Excuse me. Fuck you. Gets me every time.
Well, you picked the right place, Cole. A city that needed an honest cop like a thirsty man needed water. You'd heard the stories, but you weren't interested. You were here to fight the good fight, solve cases, right wrongs. The force is like politics. There's no sitting on the fence. You have to choose sides. A brown paper envelope or a Greyhound ticket to Palookaville. It could only ever end one way.
All units to 211 in progress and shots fired at Westlake Savings and Loan, 1415 West 3rd Street. Unit to handle identifying code 3.
We'll take that. It's only a couple blocks from
14
here.
Adam calling KGPL. We'll handle the 211.
Roger that, 14 Adam. Be advised, suspects are armed and dangerous.
Roger, KGPL. 14 Adam en route.
Alright, and now we're gonna go off to our tutorial for the Alright, move, buddy. Our tutorial for the gunfights that you can get into.
The cops are here. We gotta move it.
Try for the front door. Keep your goddamn head down. Use the cover, Phelps. We don't know how many are in there. Take it slow. Backup will be here soon.
LAPD, put down your weapons. The bank is surrounded. I'm offering you a chance to...
chance, copper. Go on.
Let's stay in cover.
That's it? We got them all? I think we got them, Cole. Should be all clear. Lieutenant Hopkins says anytime you reach for the shotguns, you're either going to end up dead or wearing a citation. So I guess...
It's okay, Ralph. You did well in there. I'm glad you had my back. Man couldn't ask for a better partner.
So we get another flashback to boot camp here.
This kind of opportunity comes along once in a lifetime, Hank. I have to grasp it.
You have to survive it first, Cole. Here are the veterans. The Japs love to shoot officers.
If I can make a name for myself in this war, my future...
Thinking of taking on a company of the Emperor's finest single-handed? You don't seem the Sergeant York type to me.
When I need your opinion, Kelso, I'll ask for it.
They talk about officers like you in boot camp, Cole. They call it the Custer syndrome. Guys who go around dreaming of fame and glory and getting all of their men killed in the process.
Our duty is to lead, Kelso.
And their duty is to die for your wonderful future?
Cole Phelps and Jack Kelso. With some people, it's as simple as chemistry. Two guys who should have been friends, but their personalities got in the way. Phelps, a good guy, but wound way too tight. And Kelso, a quiet man who could never walk away from a fight.
Well, it's a shame you don't like to talk about it, Cole.
Ralph, friends who want to stay friends don't discuss religion or politics. And in my case, you can add the war to that.
I know that bum. Wendell Bowers. I put him away before he jumped parole. Get after him, Phelps. I'll head him off in the car.
Wendell Bowers! Stop! LAPD!
You can go screw yourselves.
Why, you!
Shit!
He's hiding in the alley!
So now we get to do yet another tutorial, which is a suspect chase.
Bowers! Hold it right there!
Stop now or I will shoot.
I won't tell you again, Wendell.
Jesus, Dunn! Watch your fire!
Don't want to do this, Wendell. Get down from there right now.
Give it up, Wendell!
Stay the hell away from me!
You've got to be kidding!
You fucking asked for it.
Yeah, real charming guy, huh?
No way I'm going back inside. I've done my time.
It's over, Bowers!
You assholes already screwed me once.
Give it up, Bowers! There's nowhere left to go!
Looks like we've got the place to ourselves.
How you doing, Wendell? Your parole officer's feeling lonely. He's got a hole in his life for an asshole like you. You can make it up to him in 10 years' time. Watch your head. This hump will be back in the Iron Hotel by tomorrow night. Nice work, Cole. You run track in high school?
I never get tired of this game.
Part
Even
of
though
the
this is
tradition
one
of
of
the
the
Marine
longest-
Corps and being an officer in the Marine Corps is the ability to make tough decisions. The right
Even if
decision
this is like the
not
longest
always
tutorial
the
sequence of
popular
all
one.
time.
The
I
right
will know.
decision
No, this isn't the
will
longest
get the
tutorial
men
sequence
you
of
care
all time.
about killed. These
That
ratings
honor
and your
goes
ability give
to
them
Star Wars Knights of the Old
frankly and
Republic
truthfully
2, which is
directly
just
affect your chances of
excruciatingly
successfully
long.
becoming a Marine officer. Candidate Phelps, you have the floor. Esprit de Corps, Merrill 10, Franklin 8, Weiss 8, Donahoe 6, Kowalski 6, Hudson 5, Kelso 2. Leadership, Donahoe 8, Franklin 7, Merrill 6, Kowalski 6, Weiss 5, Hudson 5, Kelso 1. Candidate Kelso!
I'm sorry, Captain, but I joined the Marine Corps to fight the enemy, not get involved in this schoolboy chicken shit.
Kelso, in my office, now!
And here we go. This is the best part of the tutorial sequence, because it really gets into the real meat of the game.
Gets you recognized as the shining new star in the squad.
Probably the most famous part of this game.
The gumption, the get up and go to make you stand out from
questions
your
and the
average rank and file
interrogations and all that good stuff.
This could be the one, Cole.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please? Has anyone called an ambulance?
We've called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
Okay, stand further back and move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
Broad daylight. A crowded street.
Press A to examine a
I've
dead
seen
body.
everything.
Everybody stay back. Let us do our job.
Press A to examine a dead body is the prototype of press F to pay respects. Oh, God. Press F to pay respects will never, ever get old.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia. Shell casings. These look like 32s.
Oh, what's these?
FN Browning. Serial number 01138. Might need to run it by a gun store.
Eagleson's gun store's a couple blocks from here. All right. Yes, it's a dead person. This guy in the crowd thinks he saw something, Cole. You better take a statement. Don't you people have anything better to do?
Sir, I'm Officer Phelps. What exactly did you see?
I heard the shots. I thought it was a car backfiring. I saw a girl run into the shoe store.
Speak to the witness before homicide arrives, Phelps. If you think she's lying, don't be afraid to get forceful. Verbally, of course. And don't accuse her of anything without proof. Lawyers love that shit. And if you're sure she's straight up, try the general approach. See what you can coax out of her.
So now we get to...
Can I help you, sir?
I'm Officer Phelps, miss. I'm here about the shooting. Did you know the victim?
He was my boss, Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
So basically, here's the great part of the game is that you got, the questions you interview the suspect about and how you gather clues.
You think you could tell me exactly what happened, miss?
I look around the shops at lunch. I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I turned and saw Mr. Gage fall.
See, and you can tell by the facial animations here that she is... Yeah, press Y to accuse the witness of lying.
You're lying, Miss Galleta. You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
The layaway voucher had her name on it, so...
Your pearl earrings, Miss Galleta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying and tell me what happened at the jewelry store.
Oh, God! I won't lose the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He's showing me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear a loud bang. Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It looked very painful.
Which jewelry store?
Hartfield's. Broadway, between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Kalu looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He threw the gun in a bin and turned and walked away.
The witness is lying, but you lack proof. Choose the bad cop approach. See, now this game was infamous for its original prompts in the first release version, which was truth, doubt, and lie, which they now changed to good cop, bad cop, and accuse because of the because this is more along the lines with what the voice lines were recorded for, but they changed it after playtesting for the original release. So every time you would pick doubt, Cold Phelps would turn into a fucking psychopath when it came to his suspects, and everybody thought it was really funny. But now we've got more appropriate prompts.
You're making me angry, Miss Galleta. Is that what you want? Tell me why Mr. Kalu shot Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
How many shots did you hear, Miss Galleta?
It's difficult to remember. It sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
I need you to concentrate, Miss Galleta. Even minor details can become important later on.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then 3 very quickly, close together. 5.
Thank you for your help, ma'am. You've been very brave. We'll need you to make a formal statement about what happened to Mr. Gage.
Does that mean I can still collect my... Never mind. Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
We have the murder weapon.
And the murderer. The girl saw it all. Our killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield's.
That's a couple of blocks from here.
I'm thinking. You're behind the wheel.
So yeah, it'll give you sometimes places you can go in case you miss something. Like, for example, the gun store. On this little segment, you could have driven there to find out who the killer was. But this way you could talk to a suspect. And if you missed something at the suspect, you could go back and go to the go to the gun store, see what you missed. It's really, really great. The kinds of, like I said, the complexities and details that came into this game.
Officer Cole Phelps, are you Edgar Kalu?
No. Mr. Kalu is out back. He said he'd lie down. I'll buzz him for you.
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
No way!
You didn't think you were just going to commit murder in broad daylight and get away with it, did you, Mr. Kalu?
He wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
How dare you?
Next time, you're mine. Edgar Kalu, you're under arrest for the murder of Everett Gage.
The case that makes you and the case that breaks you. The one you never solve. The one that keeps you awake at night. The case that gnaws at your guts and ruins your marriage. The case that keeps you propping up a bar as you relive the what-ifs, the might-have-beens, the half-leads, and the half-truths. The case that other cops murmur about whenever you walk past. The case you never, ever discuss.
God's mill may grind slowly, but it grinds finely, son.
I love this
I
guy.
hear it's you who knocked down Malefactor from the shooting yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me, boyo, I hear you're quite the climber, a man of initiative. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
I fucking love this guy.
To conduct the interview, sir?
I am young Phelps. You've only been with us
Captain
a short
Donnelly's my
time, and
favorite
you've
character in
assembled
this game.
yourself a stellar arrest record. Not to mention the fine work you did in the war, sending heathens back to the hell they came from. But I'm curious as to whether you can turn your hand to interrogation. Takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
Yes, sir. I think I am.
Good man. You need many things for a conviction, young Phelps. A motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and best of all, a confession. If you fail in the former, you can always use a modicum of violence to obtain the latter. How are you feeling, lad?
Fine, sir.
Very good. The evidence is overwhelming. May the cat eat him and the cat be eaten by the devil. Bring me a confession, young Phelps. This is your chance. Don't fail me.
This is just such a great sequence.
Has my lawyer arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalu. You shot a man dead in cold blood. You're going to have to pay for that. You followed Everett Gage and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
We know all about the argument. Miss Galetta made a statement.
You're counting on the girl? You think her testimony's gonna stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber, Edgar.
That Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
Oof.
Let's change the subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Kalu?
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, kind of demonstrate how the intuition points work. You can do that to basically remove an answer from a the, you know, like one from like your possible correct answers. Ask the community, and you'll find a you know, and like the community at large, like the uploaded stats online will give you a you know, a percentage of who picked what. Usually the majority tends to be right. And when you're investigating a crime scene, you can spend an intuition point to show all the clues in an area, including the ones that don't actually lead to anything, but revealing all the clues can help you find stuff. So we will use that intuition point. See that bad cop approach here is what's going to get us out. Our correct answer.
You left-wing leaning parasite. You expect me to sit here and listen to your drivel?
You call me that? You sit there and you call me those names, you goddamn goy butt snatcher. You and that stup Gage.
Why did you do it, Mr. Kalu?
Snatcher.
Gage. He's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's in with all those momsers. He blocked every proposal I ever put forward. Kike this and kike that. He's been trying to ruin my business for years.
Edgar Kalu, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Everett Gage.
For the record, I did know the answer to this because this is probably like, I think like my third or fourth time through this game.
Murder in the second degree.
But I just kind of wanted to show off how the intuition points work.
Masterfully done, Officer Phelps. It is just, Officer Phelps. Isn't it, lad?
Yes, sir.
Then let me have a word with the Chief of Police, young Phelps. The department needs heroes. A shining, honest face the public can admire. I applaud a man with your talent for unwavering justice. Back to your duties for now, boyo. But here's a piece of advice. Get yourself 2 suits, get them pressed. You'll be needing them.
Get 2 suits, get them pressed. A classic. Achievable unlocked. I do love all these loading screens that show you the different areas in 1947 Los Angeles. It's great scene setting. I think here is our first real case.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
What's his problem?
That's Biggs. He's an institution.
So this is what all the fuss is about. Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past my place?
They haven't even approved the money yet, kid. The bond issue won't be till December. It'll be years before any of this will happen. Here's your new partner, Stefan Burkowski.
I've heard all about you, Phelps. You go easy on me and let me earn the odd citation, and maybe we'll get along fine.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
He's an intense one, isn't he, Mel?
Who's intense?
The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps.
Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of L.A. is his audience.
What is that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out.
Roy Earl is such a fucking asshole, and you find out a lot about that later.
Warm Central Division, welcome for Detective Cole Phelps. Some of you guys may know Phelps. He's the cop who broke the jewelry store murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
That's an order, Phelps.
Shh, quiet,
Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it to those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why are you war heroes always so modest? I've partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Bukowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we have partners, right?
Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside and out. I'm going to start you out with 1 case. You do okay, I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates. Now get down to the PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. A patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out.
Come on, Phelps.
Pray in the Prince country so I can nail the son of a bitch.
They really pushed you through quick, didn't they? 6 years on patrol before I got this desk. You were here in 5 minutes.
What do you want me to say? I didn't ask for any favors.
Hey, isn't that the cop who solved the big case?
The thing was, he was a really nice guy. I felt loud and calling.
The heck?
Olive oil.
You know this place?
Sure. Near the old gasworks and Signo Depot in the warehouse district. I'll direct. So, tell me a little about yourself, Phelps.
Are we friends now, Bukowski?
We have to work together. Don't be so touchy.
I grew up in San Francisco. My father was in shipping. I went to college at Stanford, did 2 years ROTC before Marine OCS at Camp Elliott. Shipped out in early '45 as a first lieutenant and fought in the Okinawa campaign. I was wounded, shipped back home, did a year on the beat. Now I'm here.
So you won the Silver Star.
I don't want to talk about it.
Now let me get this straight. You single-handedly killed 40 Japs on this hill in Okinawa.
No.
You were up there all night, draped in the flag, knife between your teeth, gun at the ready.
You finished?
The Emperor Hirohito himself leading the charge against you.
I did my part, Bukowski. What did you do?
I kept the streets of L.A. safe for the people.
Yeah. Now I get it. Unfit for service.
Fuck you, Phelps. I earned a bravery citation during the Zuda riots.
Sounds like you had it rough.
I did my job.
No one is saying you didn't.
I did 6 years as a patrolman.
That's the 3rd time you've told me.
Alright, now here's where we get to put all the stuff we learned in the tutorial to the test.
That you, Bukowski? Go on through. Parking lot straight ahead.
I need to get back to work, officer.
The detectives are here now. You repeat to them what you told me.
I did the right thing by calling this in. I'm just a working stick.
Just give them your story and you'll be all right.
This is your first case, Phelps. It's okay to admit it if you're stumped. If you don't know what to do next, just come talk to me and we'll see what we can figure out.
Thanks, Stefan. You're okay.
I'm Officer Hart.
Phelps, traffic. What have you got?
Abandoned car, probably stolen. The solid
Yeah, I
citizen
probably won't
is
be
Nate
talking
Wilkie.
quite as much.
You called it in.
What gives
for this
with the
game.
corner?
There's blood all over the interior. Someone's
Because
copped a full
you know, this is
Broderick, but no
as you can tell,
stiffs
there's a
yet.
lot of dialogue in this game.
We have an owner for the car?
The car is registered to an Adrian Black, just north of Bunker Hill.
All right, we'll take a look around.
I'll keep Mr. Wilkie talking, but don't make him wait too long. He's the restless type.
Nice day for it.
Sir, I'm Detective Phelps.
Name's Nate Wilkie.
You found the vehicle?
Sure. Saw it just sitting there. Strange place to be parking your car. Figured I'd better take a look. And then I saw all the blood. So I called the police.
Mind if I ask what you were doing out here?
Well, I work for the railway. I was on my way out to the switch and reckoned I'd take a shortcut.
Did you see anybody else in the yard? Maybe somebody hanging around the car?
Nope. I hadn't seen a soul all day till you boys turned up.
Do you know Adrian Black, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. That ain't a name I'm familiar with.
You ever seen the car before?
Funny enough, I did. A couple of nights ago, it was over there in the parking lot. I know most of the cars that park here regular, so it kind of stood out.
Thank you for your patience, Mr. Wilkie. If you don't mind waiting a little longer, I'm sure we'll have more questions once we've had a look around. Mr. F. Morgan picked up a live pig yesterday? No good to me.
So now let's check out inside the car.
Victim looks to have lost a lot of blood. Doc?
Detective
Phelps. What have we got?
A lot of blood for a blunt force injury. The victim must be in a very bad way.
Any sign of the guy?
Not unless he's in the trunk of the car.
Stenzel glasses. Home repaired by the look of it. Happier times, I guess. "32 years old, married. Sounds like an average guy. What was he doing out here?" The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it when you arrived?
You accusing me of something, mister?
Do you want the patrolman to hold you down while we turn out your pockets, Mr. Wilkie?
Maybe I checked inside that wallet. Not that I was gonna steal anything. Maybe I took a look. But there weren't no money in there. Not even change.
Yeah, get another good look at the car from inside of here, and god damn. else do we got over here? Yes.
Brand name might give us something to go on.
So yeah, you get a lot of nice audio cues in this game as well.
We found a steel pipe with blood on it near the car. Do you know anything about it, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. I went straight for the law when I saw the car was full of blood.
Yeah, seems pretty straightforward.
When you saw the blood, was it wet, bright red, or darker like it is now?
Darker, I'd say. Looked dry already.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Wilkie. We'll contact your employer if we need anything more from you.
If you have to, I guess. I can't really spend no more time over this.
Somebody's got to inform the wife, Phelps. If you're done here, we'll head over there now.
So yeah, let's get on to, and that gives you the little tutorial for make your partner drive is right here.
You know the way. You can drive.
Do we know where we're going?
There are a couple of instances in the game where you don't want your partner to drive when, well, time is a little of the essence. Can make or break a case. But for the most part, it's nice to just skip over the drive time. Since there isn't really much of anything to do in this sandbox of LA that they've made. It's faithfully recreated 1947 Los Angeles.
Let's go introduce ourselves. You talk to her, Phelps. I'm no good at this shoulder to cry on stuff.
Just a minute.
LAPD, Mrs. Black. May we come in? We have some bad news, and we'd rather discuss this in private.
I'm Margaret Black. We can discuss this in the living room. Please come in.
Your husband drives a blue Lincoln, Mrs. Black?
That's correct.
The car has been found abandoned, and I'm afraid there are signs of foul play.
I knew something was wrong when he didn't come home.
We believe your husband may be injured. We found a pipe on the scene with blood on it.
Oh, no! My poor Adrian!
Does the name Insta-Heat mean anything to you, ma'am?
Yes, it does. We've just had a new water heater installed.
Yeah, my stream's been acting all wonky.
Whereabouts, Mrs. Black?
Just outside the kitchen window, at the side of the house.
I'd like you to try and stay calm and remember everything that you can.
Yeah, for some
about
reason
last
the
night.
visuals keep
My partner
cutting
and I
out.
are going to take a look around. When you're ready, we're going to have some more questions for you. Is that okay?
Of course, officer. Anything to help secure my husband's safety.
Well, let's check the place out. Come on. Have a good look around. There's got to be something in here to go on.
Oh, hey, look. Another newspaper.
Lie down, make yourself comfortable. So, you're a friend of Courtney's?
Yes, Doctor.
He seems very concerned about you.
I have these visions. These blinding visions. I can't get them out of my head. My skull, it feels like it's in a
I'm
vice.
going to give you something to calm your nerves. I want to take you on a journey back. I want you to remember the good things about your past, occasions that made you laugh, times that made you smile.
Yeah, having some video playing. Having some video issues on my end. The stream keeps cutting out here, but the recording I noticed hasn't stopped, so everything seems fine. here.
Kavanaugh's. So who brought this home?
So we know someone. Bit of a barfly.
This was only recently installed, not 2 days ago.
Maybe it's time we took a look around outside.
So now we can take a good old look at the... I can't remember which side of the house the water heater's on. I think it's this side. Yeah. Or nope, other side. Womp womp. Wait, what was that just now? Oh, it's a basket of flowers. Not sure why that's a clue. Here we go.
No use leaving the thing half finished.
I love how these parts are clearly threaded and just sticks them on. There's a big old piece missing.
The pipe missing from Mr. Black's heater is the same one that killed him. Huh. Seems like the assailant is a little closer to home.
Solve it a puzzle. Still plenty more to look at in the house, too. So let's go take a look in the bedrooms here. Another...
Maybe Adrian was a patron. R&I should have an address.
Well, there's just like pictures of chickens here, just in their wall. Let's see.
This
Got a
must
glass?
be Adrian's. Stenzel. So the glasses are a match.
Glasses are a match. The plot thickens. Methinks.
To my Adrian. This thing gets more and more interesting.
You'll notice the note said it was from a Nicole. That's not his wife's name. And it's got like, oh, look at this. A train ticket to Seattle.
A used ticket to Seattle and a suitcase gone missing. Someone couldn't wait to get out of this house. Separate bedrooms, separate pictures. What gives here?
Alright, let's go find the telephone. Getting dressed for that bar.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Kavanaugh's bar.
Certainly, Detective. One moment. Kavanaugh's Bar, corner of Aliso and Hewitt, south side of Union Station.
Thank you.
I'm all right now, detectives.
Nah, it's not important. Now, there is some more important things around here, and it's bugging me that I don't know where they are. Now, you know what? I have 2 intuition. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, don't tell me it's the I wasted an intuition point on this. God damn it. That's frustrating.
I wonder if someone in the house bought this unit knowing how they would use the parts.
Now I feel quite silly. Let's see if I can remember this questioning. Yeah, here is a stupid error code I'm getting. 3000 media resource decoding error. I don't know what the fuck that means, but recording seems to be going fine, so let's,
We found a receipt in the trunk of your husband's car for a live pig. This receipt was made out to an F. Morgan.
A pig? Adrian runs a tool business. That would be Frank Morgan. God knows what he's up to.
What makes you say that about Morgan, ma'am?
He's the foreman at my husband's plant. A very shady character. I've told Adrian he needs to keep his distance from the staff. They're always out drinking together.
Did your husband tell you where he was going last night?
All he said was he was going to meet Frank for a drink.
She seems to be maybe. I think so.
So nothing out of the usual then?
Well, he came home early from work. He never comes home early. And he went out early, too. He normally never leaves for the bar till about 7.
I think you should come clean with us, Mrs. Black. Your husband is missing, and after our search, I'm willing to call the circumstances suspicious. Can you account for your movements last night?
You're not accusing me, are you? What an awful thing to say. I was here all night, of course, waiting for Adrian to come home.
She seems to be playing it straight.
Is there anyone who can vouch for that?
Well, no. I was here alone. I cooked Adrian's dinner and waited, but he never came home.
Oh, rip.
Your husband frequents Kavanaugh's bar?
How did you know that?
Well, the matchbook's everywhere,
Lives
lady.
there after work.
So Adrian spends a lot of time there?
Up until recently, he's been away in Seattle a lot on business.
Was your husband wearing his glasses when he left here yesterday?
Yes, he just bought a new pair.
Go on.
I kept telling him to throw those old ones away. He tried to repair them with tape. They looked terrible.
Tell us about the photo of Adrian in the bedroom.
What is there to tell? It's from his most recent business trip to Seattle.
It's really not.
There's plenty to tell. You just won't tell it. You're lying about the photograph, Mrs. Black.
You're incredibly rude and insensitive. But I guess you know that. I've told you what I know about the picture.
No.
What about Nicole, Mrs. Black? Was your husband going to leave you for her?
Yo.
I've seen the photo frame. He thinks I'm stupid. But women sense these things. I don't know if he intended to leave me or if it was just a fling. God only knows. We want to know that he's safe.
We'll keep you informed, Mrs. Black.
Perfect.
Please do, Detective.
Oh, I still got it. Still got it. You drive,
You drive.
Bukowski.
I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
The only place left on this little list here I made, Bukowski. God, what are you, fucking dense?
Jesus, I'm glad to be out of there.
Mr. and Mrs. Black don't seem to have the happiest home life.
He's too scared to divorce her, and she's too much of a shrinking violet to throw him out. If this hadn't happened, they could have stayed miserable together forever.
You think she could have killed him?
She sure as hell doesn't seem the type, but stranger things have happened.
Man,
I know you.
No, you don't.
Someone sandwich was great.
Oh man, that gets me every time.
You know Frank Morgan?
Sure. Frank's your regular. He's a loner in the back.
I don't remember if there's a newspaper in here.
got
I
socks in
don't
the
think there
brassiere.
is.
Boy, that steak is
Frank Morgan?
days.
Who's asking? Cole Phelps, LAPD. I understand you're a friend of Adrian Black.
Yeah, I know him.
Are you aware that he's missing?
No, I hadn't heard that. Tough break.
We found Black's car abandoned in a freight depot, covered in blood. You know anything about that, Morgan?
Hell no. I'm sorry to hear that. I like Adrian. He's a good boss.
Please, don't tell me you actually believe this jerk-off, Phelps.
You're lying, Morgan. You were there.
He's
And you're
full
talking
of
out
shit.
your ass, detective. How about you prove I was out at that rail yard?
The receipt.
You were there, Morgan. We found a receipt in the trunk of
Ba-boom.
the car. It has your name on it. We can call the slaughter yard and nail you on it.
All right already. That fool Adrian's fallen for some dame in Seattle. He wanted me to make it look like he'd been attacked.
Where exactly is Black holed up?
No idea. I think he took off for Seattle.
No, you're full of shit, but I can't remember which one. This one.
I'm tired of your shtick, Morgan. Spill it, or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you.
He's holed up at my place. He's waiting for some money to come through before he blows town.
An address?
It's an apartment house at the corner of Temple and Figueroa. Apartment number 2.
I think that's all. Thanks for your help, Morgan. We appreciate it.
Hey, I'm just glad I could help. I love cops.
Cuff him, let him go. It's up to you, Phelps. There's no way I'm writing this idiot up.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll go back to my drink.
He ain't worth the effort. He's just an asshole.
You're behind the wheel.
So, where you want to go? I've met some pretty good liars in my time. People who sound convincing because they actually believe their own bullshit. Huh. The type is clever. Hard to catch out.
Frank Morgan is not one of those people.
No, he is not.
God, that kills me every time.
11K, go ahead.
Message from Technical Services. Blood found in the abandoned Lincoln at the PE Freight Depot is not human. Repeat, not human. Compositional analysis reveals swine as the most likely match.
Roger, KGPL. Time to reel this guy in, Phelps.
Pig blood. So kind of what we already knew. That this was... accident was staged. Let's bust this guy.
Well, let's check the place out. Come on.
Apartment 2.
Apartment 2, just like Morgan said. Let's go fuck this guy up, Bukowski. Alright. Here we go. Apartment 2.
Help you, gentlemen? LAPD detectives, Mr. Black. You're under arrest. Look, I'm really sorry about this. I never tried to hurt anyone. I just needed to get away from LA. I won't put up a struggle. Just let me get my things.
I knew it! Phelps, go after him. I'll try and head him off in the car. Remember, the gun is the last resort.
Oh, this
There's no point running,
dumb
Adrian.
asshole. Oh, that's the wrong way.
Mr.
Wait, which
Black, get back here right now.
Stop right there, Adrian.
It's over, Adrian. Why not just come clean with her, Black? Why the melodrama? I thought it would be easier. No, it just got a whole lot harder. Adrian Black, you're under arrest for conspiracy and fraud. We'll see what the DA has to say about wasting police resources on a wild goose chase like this.
You're gonna lose your wife, lose your job, and probably end up in the big house.
I hope she was worth it, Adrian.
What a fool. You can't do the
That turned
time,
out to be quite
don't
some
do
case,
the
huh?
crime.
Adrian, what an idiot. You got an arrest and a clearance in your first case, and in fine style, too. Well done, detective. Efficient investigation technique, good public presence. You keep that up and you learn from Bukowski here, you could go a long way in this department.
Oh, and your the reactions you'll get from your commanding officers is going to be different depending on how well you do in the case. And because I remember this case almost like the back of my hand. 5 stars. Boom. Alright. Consul's car. Oh, I think this was a DLC case in the original game. This remaster came out with all the additional content and everything already added in to begin with.
Okay, we're gonna keep
Super
this short.
cool.
I'm already late for the DA. First up, Phelps, Bukowski. We got a report of a brand new Packard abandoned in an empty lot off 2nd Street between Olive and Grand. DR is one Oswald Jacobs says the vehicle was dumped in his backyard. There's a patrolman on site. Get down there and see what you can turn up. Any questions? Good. Get going.
So let's take a look at the outfits that we've got. Oh, you actually get the patrol outfit that you can wear in this one. That's that was not an unlockable in the original game. That's cute. But I think this is where we are gonna call it for tonight. Thanks a lot, everybody, for stopping in and taking a look at one of my favorite games ever that I've ever played, L.A. Noire. Like I said, now that you've kind of gotten a taste of it, I definitely recommend that you go out and play this one. It's got a lot of really interesting, unique cases. It's a great game where you solve crimes if you're really into mystery and film noir. You'll be a big fan of this one. The attention to detail is really great. The story actually gets really interesting and well done. especially later on when it starts to actually kind of develop an overarching plot. Homicide Desk is when this really starts getting into the kick of things. But it's a great game. I would recommend it to absolutely anybody. And thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.